New season, new shows. BEFM's new season starts on September 9th. We have new voices coming your way.
From Monday through Sunday, every day from noon to 2 p.m. Join me, Nick Greenwood, for Midday Mates. Have some fun with your best mates in the afternoon with Midday Mates, filled with useful information and English learning.
Busan Ajime Park Sung-eun will be in charge of your daily English every day at 10:55 a.m. and 3:55 p.m. with Today's English. Tune in to BEFM News every day at 11 a.m., 12 noon, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. with your trusty BEFM news announcers. The Chinese language program Busan is on Monday through Friday and Hello Vietnam on Saturdays and Sundays, both from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, filling the airwaves with great contents. Don't forget, you can watch all of this too on our YouTube channel, so be sure to catch us on YouTube. Mark your calendars for September 9th for BEFM's new season, dedicated to bringing you the most informative and entertaining programming as always.
The time is now 2 o'clock.
Welcome to BFM News at 2. I'm David Kim. The government announced today that it will implement safety checks on electric vehicle or EV batteries and require manufacturers to disclose the battery brands used in their vehicles in response to public concerns about EV fires. The decision was made during a government meeting led by Prime Minister Han Duck-soo as part of a broader set of measures proposed by various ministries and agencies to enhance EV safety following recent fires. On August the 1st, an imported EV exploded in an underground parking lot in Incheon, damaging around 140 cars, and another EV fire occurred days later in Busan. President Yoon Suk-yeol is open to reconsidering the 2026 medical school admission quota and supports forming a panel with rival parties, the government, and the medical community to discuss the issue. This raises hope for resolving the ongoing walkout by junior doctors who opposed the government's decision to raise the quota by 2,000. While the strike has disrupted hospital services, particularly in emergency rooms, Yoon is now open to discussions. The ruling People Power Party also urged the doctors to return to negotiations for a reasonable solution. In local news, to ease holiday costs during Chuseok, Busan City will offer a cashback event from September the 9th to the 15th, allowing consumers to receive up to 30% of their purchase amount in onnuri gift certificates when buying local agricultural and livestock products at 8 traditional markets. Participating markets include Bosu General Market, Bumjeong Mall, and others. Shoppers who spend more than 67,000 won will receive 20,000 won, and those spending between 34,000 and 67,000 won will get 10,000 won back. Busan City announced that the application process for the 2024 second half Public Institution Unified written test will begin on September the 20th. A total of 183 positions will be filled across 15 institutions, including the Busan Tourism Organization, Busan Facilities Corporation, and Busan Environmental Corporation. Applications will be accepted online through the city's integrated recruitment website from September the 20th to the 26th. Applicants can only apply to one institution. The written test will be held on October the 19th, with the results announced on October the 30th. Busan City announced today that it will launch a pilot reusable cup circulation program at the City Hall. The system allows cups to be returned to collection bins, after which they are retrieved, sanitized, and redistributed by a specialized company. The program will begin on September the 11th in select areas of City Hall and aims to reduce single-use cup consumption, particularly ahead of the UN's 5th Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastics in November. In international news, One of the most powerful storms of the year is heading toward southern China and is expected to hit Hainan, a popular tourist destination, later today. Transportation, including trains, boats, and flights, has been halted for a second day, and schools remain closed across parts of the southern region as Super Typhoon Yagi approaches. After causing destruction in northern Philippines earlier this week, Yagi has intensified with winds reaching up to 240 kilometers per hour near its center. Meteorologists warned that Yagi could inflict catastrophic damage on Hainan and neighboring Guangdong, China's most populous province. And now taking a look at the weather here. As late summer heat continues across the country, heat wave warnings have expanded in Busan with tropical nights reappearing. A heat wave advisory that was initially issued for eastern Busan extending for 2 days has been expanded to include western and central Busan. It is currently 28 degrees Celsius in Busan City with a feel-like temperature at 29. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is 2 p.m. Reboot with Casey McKeever. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
If breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it probably should be no surprise that chefs around the world have worked hard to make it the tastiest. Some breakfast foods are so popular that they can be found just about anywhere. Others, on the other hand, are some countries' best-kept secrets. From pastries and eggs to waffles, sausages, and everything in between, the sheer number of breakfast items is astounding. But there might be just as many people wanting to eat them. Yours truly. Today we're going to talk about 10 delicious breakfast foods from around the world. It's Friday, September 6th. This is the 2 p.m. Reboot. Let's get it started. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Broken and Beautiful by Kelly Clarkson to start off the show for today. On the 2 p.m. Reboot here, I'm your host, Casey McKeever, and apparently Jaebong Lee Nim liking that song. Kelly Clarkson, you like her voice and shouting style? Cool. Yes, she's definitely got some high register in that song, right? That song was actually from the soundtrack to the 2019 animated film Ugly Dolls, and it was produced by American DJ Marshmello, which sounds delicious to me, but I know it's a person. I shouldn't say that. And also the British producer Steve Mack, and they had co-written the song with American singer Pink and Irish musician Johnny McDade. It sounds like a whole lot of different influences there. In the song, you can see the singer is searching for someone to love her as she is, and the song starts with the 4-chord synth pulse, and the track uses that kind of typical kind of quiet, loud dynamic, and that's where you can hear Kelly Clarkson belting with her high register in the chorus. That's the loud part, the voice and the shouting style right there for you. Good afternoon to you. We're coming to you from the studio here in Busan on this Friday afternoon. Welcome to the program. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 here in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul, we're on TBS EFM 101.3 FM, and in Gwangju, we're on GGN 98.7 FM. And thanks for joining us wherever you might be today. It's a special day. Today is our last live show for the 2 p.m. Reboot. And Sunday, September 8th, this Sunday will be our last show. We're going to do a highlight show tomorrow on Saturday and a highlight show on Sunday. And that's going to wrap it up for the 2 p.m. Reboot for this season. So thank you so much for joining today. If you want to join us on YouTube, you can do that as well. You go to youtube.com, just search BEFM or Busan영어방송. And I should let you know there is a music copyright issue, so you won't be able to hear the music on YouTube. We have to mute that when we are playing songs here live on the air, and we apologize for the inconvenience there. However, the show will be completely uninterrupted on FM radio, and we do have our very own smartphone app. If you want to download that, just go to the App Store in your choice, in your phone, on your phone, however you want to look at it. And you can download it by searching BEFM or Busan영어방송. And if you log in on the app as well, you can send us comments to the show here. And I would be happy to read that. I would love to. Yes, I got a lot of messages about this show. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. We've got a lot for you on the show here today. Coming up in hour number 1, first up, we'll have Hot Off the Press. We do this every day. Or we have been doing this every day. I have to change my grammar tense. Interesting. All right, I will correct myself. So we're going to do 2 new songs that have recently been released, and we'll tell you about the songs and the artists behind them. And because today is Friday, Jeff will be coming in for Weekend Wanderer. He's going to let us know everything that we need to know that's happening, going on around here in Busan and around the Seoul area as well. And in hour number 2, man, I love talking about food. I'm not going to lie. In hour number 2, we're going to have our daily list today featuring 10 delicious breakfast foods from around the world. Delicious and delectable. That's the word I was going for there. Delectable. Right. And I wonder how many of these you've actually tried. I know I've done a few of them, and there's a few on the list I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I'm happy to share that because, I like to try new food. And I have one recommendation I think I might add to the list as a bonus if I have time. Something that I tried once and would love to try again. And today is Friday, so we will also have our Friday Spotlight segment. This is where we introduce some local musicians here in Busan or musicians that come to Busan to perform. This week we got the locals. We're going to be featuring Kang Nyu and Fat Hamster today, and I'll play an interview. It's a really fun interview with them and a special guest of theirs, and we will be playing a couple of their songs as well, which if you want to get in on the hip train before they just blow up and become amazingly too famous that I can't talk to them anymore, you should take a listen right now because they're very approachable, very cool, and they're playing so many gigs coming up. I fear I will lose contact with them. I hope not. But they're very cool people, and I was very happy to talk to them, so that'll be a lot of fun. And also, we're going to have songs for the perfect playlist. Every week, we have a different theme for you. This week, the theme has been songs that will motivate you for the new semester because a lot of us have just started a new semester at school. Whether you're on the teaching side or the learning side, it's the same. We all struggle, right? So we need a little bit of extra motivation, and that's what the perfect playlist will provide. PPP, perfect playlist provides. There you go. And I will be checking your messages throughout the show, so feel free to send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. You could just say, hey, good afternoon. You could also Jae-bong Lee is seeing into the future. He already answered the question of the day, which is, what do you usually eat for breakfast? 아침엔 주로 어떤 것을 드시나요? So, wow, looking into the future there. Cool. Jae-bong Lee saying, breakfast is just yogurt and juice and done. Very simple, very basic. Cool. So there's one answer. That's kind of similar to what I eat. Yeah, I have yogurt quite often. We make yogurt at home because we go through it so much, and it's kind of expensive. And our homemade yogurt, I'm going to brag a little bit, way better. Just, it's not even that hard to make. I'm just saying, you can do it yourself, and it's much better. So yeah, that's definitely a staple at my house. This morning, though, I had something rather unusual. I had, what was that? Patbang, and some kind of gwabegi from a rather famous bakery that has long lines in Daejeon. So I don't know if you know where that is, but my wife brought them back from Daejeon. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try that out. So that was enjoyable, but that is not usually what I eat for breakfast. I'm usually more on the healthy side. I try to be more on the healthy side. So yeah, yogurt, fruit, yeah, that sounds like me too. Bread too. Yeah, some bread. But if you want to let me know what you have for breakfast, you can reach us here at Shop Gugong Ogong or pound 9050 for 101. You could reach us for free if you message us on Kakao Talk. Just search BEFM or Busan영어방송. Add us in the app there, and then you can message us that way. And as I mentioned before, we have our very own smartphone app. You can just download that on the App Store on your phone. Search BEFM, or as you might have already guessed, 부산영어방송, and you can download the app that way. Or you can message us on the NawTube chat there. And either way, I'll be happy to check your messages. And yes, Jae-bong Lee Nim, guessing correctly where those came from. Yeah, cool. Yes, and that was my breakfast for this morning. It was, a little different. I like to mix it up once a year, have something different and less healthy, perhaps. But yeah, for sure, breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day. I should probably be a little bit more adventurous with it, right? Yeah, live life a little bit. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to the song Kids in America by Maud Latour, and then we'll be back with Hot Off the Press. You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that last song was Kids in America by Maud Latour, a cover of the song originally by an English pop singer named Kim Wilde. Interesting that an English pop singer wrote a song about kids in America, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Right now it is time for Hot Off the Press, and I've got some messages I will get to as soon as I can, for sure. Some interesting messages I would like to share, but we're going to do Hot Off the Press first. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. We bring you 2 songs that have recently been released and give you some background information about the songs and the artists. And our first song up today is She Keeps Calling by October London. The R&B star October London passionately displays his soul-bearing vocal chops on this new single. And this track follows on from the whirlwind success of his latest album, The Rebirth of Marvin, which pays homage to the legendary Marvin Gaye. And I wonder if you can hear that influence in the music we're going to hear today. Talking about this new single, October London says, "My new single, She Keeps Calling, has to be one of my favorite songs off my upcoming album. I wrote this song for all the times anyone has had a woman hit their line, and eventually those calls build up and have you come back for more than you anticipated." Interesting. Okay, cool. I'm going to see if I can hear that in the lyrics. Our second song today is Her by Jake. Jake spelled Jvka, in case you want to search. Jake is a multi-talented artist who has returned with this brand new single. About the song, Jake says, "Everyone deserves to be admired the way that this song admires her." Sonically, Her features like the same cinematic, soaring, and polished production fans have come to love from Jake and his co-producer, ZVC. Interesting use of capital letters between the two. This was most notable on the 2022 meteoric hit, Golden Hour. And this song has received over 2 billion streams worldwide, so they've definitely hit onto a formula that seems to be working. We'll see what you think about Her. So up for today's Hot Off the Press, our 2 songs are She Keeps Calling by October London, followed by Her by Jake. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Her by Jake, and that is totally not exactly what I expected. That was very interesting for sure. And before that, you heard the song She Keeps Calling by October London. And yes, I could hear some Marvin Gaye influence in that song as well. So I hope you enjoyed our 2 songs for today for Hot Off the Press. And the question of the day, I'm getting a bunch of answers, so let me go through them here real quick. From Jogum Tong Nim, who says, I tried to eat a proper breakfast with rice, but it only burdens my stomach. Now I drink a cup of coffee. The mixed kind, I see. Coffee for breakfast for me would not help my stomach in any way, shape, or form. So I'm glad that it works for you. But yes, rice for breakfast is something I typically don't do either. I don't know. I don't know if there's any reason for that, but I usually don't. Let's see, from 1437 Nim, who says, hi, Casey. Today is the last day of your live 2 p.m. Reboot show. That is a fact. Not so happy about that, though. I need to let you know it's been one of my best friends. Oh, thanks. Being the spice of my life. I really appreciate it. It's a great relief and pleasure to hear you'll be somewhere in the building. 맞습니다. Yes, I will be. I'll be on a couple of shows here and there. So yeah, I am happy to continue to be entertaining you, I hope, and informing you, I hope, in other shows as well. And thank you for all the kind words, for sure. And thank you for tuning in, because if you're a breakfast fan, as you say, we've got a lot of breakfast to talk about today, for sure. 2470 Nim says, for the question of the day, what do you usually eat for breakfast? Pancakes, syrup, milk, those are my favorites for breakfast. Can you possibly eat those often? We do those like once a week at my house. I can't imagine being able to do it more than that. Just takes time. We like make them from scratch, so it takes a little while. But yes, pancakes are one of my favorites as well. 3258 Nim says, our breakfast is homemade juice. Nice. Good on ya. Tomato plus carrot plus fig plus walnuts plus cashew nuts plus just a small amount of milk blended. Wow, that's a lot of things in there. And that's an interesting mix for sure. I might have to try that out. And with a fried egg as well. Sounds really good for health, right? Yes, it does to me. It sounds like there's a lot of healthy things in there. So I might have to try that out. That's definitely an interesting blend of things. Where did you get that idea from? That's what I'm definitely curious about. And also from, let's see, 4625 Nim. Okay, so not a breakfast answer, but an answer, a message about today's show being the last show. Feels like I've just gotten close to a friend who transferred to my school, but it feels like now we're breaking up again after graduating. Oh, I've been preparing to say goodbye for the last week, but I can't help but feel a little sad. I hope we can meet again somewhere, and I will cherish today's broadcast. Cool. Well, thank you very much for that message. And yes, I'm going to cherish today's broadcast as well. I've definitely enjoyed doing this over the summer. And it's been a lot of fun. But the fun's not over. We've got Jeff in the studio here, too. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Weekend Wanderer. And I'm going to ask Jeff what he eats for breakfast. All right, that music means it's time for Weekend Wanderer, and Jeff is in the studio. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, always good to be here.
Well, and this will be the final time you're here with me for the 2 p.m. Reboot, but I've definitely enjoyed our time in the studio together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I guess a quick note, I'll be moving to 12:30 next week.
Yeah, so that's right. So Jeff will continue to be on Fridays.
On Fridays at 12:30.
That's right. So he'll be doing, it's called Midday Mate, and it's the new show starting next week, starting next Monday. It'll be part of BEFM's new season, and Nick will be the host of that, and it'll be a fantastic show. And, you know, Jeff always brings good information that you need to know right before the weekend, right? You keep us informed on what we need to know that's going on. And one thing I would like you to inform me about, if you don't mind. What do you usually eat for breakfast?
Disappointingly, nothing, usually.
Oh, you really?
No.
Oh, wow.
Unless somebody makes it for me.
Okay.
So, like, for example, when I travel, if I'm staying at a hotel that's offering a free breakfast, I'll eat that.
Okay.
But normally here, honestly, it's just been like the 1+1 coffees from one of the marts.
Okay, so coffee and that's about it?
Yeah, or a lemonade or something.
Okay.
Just usually a drink.
I gotcha. If you do indulge yourself when you're staying at a hotel, is there like a preferred kind of breakfast you have, or like you'll just eat whatever they got?
Bacon, eggs.
Yes, American style breakfast. I guess would that be British as well? Bacon. I guess they have bacon.
I do British
right?
breakfasts. I do.
What's the difference? Baked beans.
British
I know.
Ones, yeah, the baked beans. There's usually a a fried tomato in there.
Oh, yeah, right. The
or-
tomato. Mushrooms sometimes as well,
yeah,
I remember.
mushrooms, and there's some kind of, I forget what it is. It looks like a little log. Forget what it is.
Oh, is it the black pudding?
Yeah, the black pudding.
Yeah, which is kind of like sundae-ish if you're not familiar. It's a little bit like sundae, but it's the texture is a little bit different. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the English breakfast.
Their bacon's a little different too.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say because it doesn't seem like American style bacon, right?
It's more like, I think, well, in Canada we kind of refer to it as pea meal. Pea meal bacon, I think it is.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, so a little bit different, right? But aching. I'm aching for eggs and bacon. I think is what I was going to say there. Okay, cool. Very cool. So yeah, eggs and bacon, definitely a classic for me as well. But what are we going to talk about today on Weekend Wonder?
Lots of things. So I'm going to go quick on
Okay.
a couple of these. Actually, so we've got some news that's not on here, but that came out this morning. So the opening ceremony for the Busan International Film Festival, they've decided their hosts for the event, which will be actress Park Bo-young and actor An Jae-hong.
Okay, so that sounds like a big announcement.
Yeah, so that's who's going to be hosting the opening ceremony at BIF.
Awesome. Cool. That's good to know. I'm looking forward to that. I was just doing a little research online today about it, so I'm excited about that for sure. Cool. All right. What else we got?
Okay, interesting thing. So if you've ever traveled or come back from the airport or come back from maybe Seoul or somewhere and you're carrying luggage, there's kind of been a big problem for people, especially carrying large suitcases, because you're not allowed to actually bring these on city buses.
Oh, you're not?
No. You're basically not allowed to
didn't know
carry
that.
anything larger than a carry-on.
Really?
Like a carry-on luggage that you're not allowed to put on the city buses.
Okay.
So this policy came into effect last October.
Right.
They're saying it's for the safety of the bus drivers, and because like the Busan roads are kind of hilly and the bags can fly
Sure.
up and down the aisle. So, it's becoming quite, I guess, controversial with people because they don't
people
know what
upset.
to do. Yeah. So what they're hoping to do is they're going to try and start a pilot program later this year where they're going to have 10 buses on routes. They're going to remodel the buses to include designated luggage spaces.
I have seen that on, the particular bus, I guess the limousine buses they're called, right? Where they are.
Well, those have stopped.
Yeah, but I have seen that space on those buses
Right.
before, right? So it's like basically, as soon as you get into the bus, there's an area clearly for luggage.
Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of the limousine services has stopped.
Yeah, so right now, passengers are restricted to luggage not exceeding 20 kilograms in weight and the dimensions of 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters by 20 centimeters.
And nobody knows that, right?
Right, so like I said, it's
Nobody
basically
knows.
the size of an airport carry-on.
Right.
Or an airplane carry-on bag.
Gotcha.
Well, just something to be noteful of, that you're not allowed to take those on city buses.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. And you say that's been in effect since last October.
Yeah.
I assume I'm not the only one that didn't know that then.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, when they try to get on the bus and the bus driver's like, gives them the big X.
That's what that's for.
The X.
Right.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Right.
Is that you're not allowed to bring them on the bus.
It's not like the bus driver particularly doesn't like you. It's not that, right? It's,
Yeah,
it's
just
because of your
the
bag.
size of the bag.
Right, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Okay, moving along. Chuseok. The first full moon will first appear in Busan in Ulsan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's expected at 6:06 p.m., which is the first in Korea. In Seoul, it's going to be at 6:17.
Hey, we win. Yes.
And other cities, Daegu 6:09 p.m., Daejeon 6:14, Gwangju and Sejong at 6:15, Seoul at 6:17, Incheon at 6:18.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, so
that's-
that
if you're looking to watch the first full moon, that's when it is.
cool, and that'll be coming up soon, September 17th. That'll be here before we know it, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Also,
cool.
More Chuseok news. So if you're planning to go to the Gwangali drone show on Chuseok holiday, on the 14th, there's going to be a large 2,000 drone show going on. Now, it's only going to take place once at 8 p.m. So if you want to see it, you got to go to the early show because there's no late show that day.
Okay.
And the theme is Hangwari.
Hangawi. Yeah, that's the other name for Chuseok, right?
Yeah. So it's going to display South Korea's cultural heritage and traditional culture. So if you want to go see the drone show next weekend, get there early.
Yeah,
It'll
that's gonna be packed, I can imagine. And because especially it's only gonna be one show, like you say.
Right. And so just also keep in mind during these shows that they also will be probably knocking the Wi-Fi out of the area because they had that big problem with the New Year's show last year.
Oh, really?
When the drone show didn't work. Yeah, because all of the people
that
were
was the
connected to
reason.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay, so don't expect to have Wi-Fi service
Yeah.
in that area. Okay, but you're there to enjoy the drone show. You don't need Wi-Fi for what? 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Yeah, forget the Wi-Fi for that.
Okay, moving along. Hyundai Beach. turned out once again to be the #1 summer destination for beaches in the country, attracting just over 9,100,000 people.
Wow.
Overall in Korea, 41.1 million people visited beaches this summer, of course due to the heat wave.
Right.
8.2 increase percent from last year. So the top 5 beaches in Busan were Haeundae, Gwangalli, Songdo, Songjeong, and Darepo.
Wow, okay. And Haeundae alone got more than 9 million visitors over the one season.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So overall, countrywide, Daecheon Beach in South Chuncheon Province was second, Gwangalli was third, Songdo fourth, Songjeong fifth, Gyeongpo-dae Beach in Gangwon Province sixth, Darepo, Jinha Beach, Sokcho Beach, and Mandripo Beach.
Okay.
Those were the top 10 in the country this summer.
And like you said, a lot of that was due to just people just trying to escape the heat, right?
Yeah. And luckily, no major accidents reported this summer.
At any of the beaches. That's great.
Yeah.
That's probably the best news so far, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Cool.
All right. Lastly, we have some Seoul news. So Seoul is set to open its first ever dog-friendly campsite in October, located in the Noel Park area of Samamdang. So the city announced that reservations for the first camping experience will begin on September 16th. The new dog-friendly campsite covers 3,000 square meters and includes 16 camping sites, a dog playground, and a doggy play garden featuring dog-safe plants.
That's a good idea. Yes, things that they can eat and maybe not make themselves sick.
Right. So each camping site is designed with a wooden fence for privacy and safety, allowing the dogs to roam freely without disturbing neighboring campers. The sites are equipped with tables, electricity, and drinking water facilities, although guests are required to bring their own cooking equipment as there's no fixed fire pits.
Okay. So that's good to know. Yeah, because, usually you can't have your own fire pit anywhere camping here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's usually the case.
if you're looking to go on there, reservations can be made through one of the major ticket sites from the 16th at 2 p.m. The cost is 33,000 won with a maximum of 4 people and 2 dogs per site.
Wow. There
If
you
you're
go.
looking to go camping with your dog and you're up in Seoul, there you go.
Cool. Yeah, and I assume that's going to be something we'll see a lot more of, right?
Yeah,
There seems to be more.
There seems to be a lot more dog parks being built.
Right.
There's, so many people have pets now,
Right.
And they're allowing them on flights. They're allowing them, campgrounds and things like that. So, yeah, good things for pet owners.
Yeah, we actually went to, you were talking about the events at Bexco last week, and so I decided to take my kids. We went to the pet show and we went to the reptile one.
How was that?
It was fun. It was, and it was packed. We had to wait in a long line for the reptile show, but there was so many dogs everywhere. My kids were completely entertained while we waited in line. They're just like, oh, dogs everywhere. So yeah, there was a ton of people there. So like you say, it's just becoming more and more common that people take dogs everywhere, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
it's good.
Very
Just
cool.
remember, keep your dog on a leash. There's very strict leash laws here.
Yeah, and rightly so. I've seen quite a few dogs that were very big and perhaps a little bit intimidating for youngsters. And, and kids kind of often don't know to not go up and just pet a dog. So if the parents aren't watching for a second, that could quickly happen. And so, yes, definitely keep your dogs on a leash for sure. Cool. All right. So shall we take a break right there? Is that it for the news?
Yep, that's it.
All right. So we're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Out of My League by Fitz and the Tantrums, and then we'll be back with more Weekend Wonder.
More than just a dream.
Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. That song was Out of My League by Fitz and the Tantrums, and we're back with Jeff for Weekend Wanderer. And we talked about news before the song break there, and now we're going to get into events, and I'm sure there are plenty of events going on this weekend.
As always.
Yes, it's that time of year, right?
Yeah, so let's get into the musical events going on this weekend. So the Busan Maru International Music Festival got underway this week, which is the largest classical festival of the year, taking place at a lot of different places around the city, mostly around the Busan Cultural Center, Hyundai Cultural Center, Ulsukdo Cultural Center, the Cinema Center, and more.
Right.
So there's a couple of concerts going on this weekend. There's the Choryangchun Busking Festival called Chosking, which is going on at Choryangchun Downstream Plaza. So 9 teams competing for the busking glory. The Busan Jingu Citizens Open Music Concert going on Citizens Park. It's Saturday at 7. Shimsubong National Tour Concert, Flower Road, taking place at KBS Hall on Saturday at 5. Jungha and Ali at KBS Hall as well. The Immortal Songs, Jung Dong-ha and Ali Tour comes to Busan, KBS Hall on Sunday at 2. Events-wise, we have the International Photo Festival still going on at Busan Port. Kwangali Beach Book Fair going on. So this is a publishing ecosystem, publishers, bookstores, book clubs, writers, everything.
Oh, so it's kind of like a meetup as well.
Yeah, so it's a big book fair going on the beach on Saturday and Sunday. The Blue Planet Future Festival gets underway, the 3rd edition, at the Cinema Center through Monday. Not quite sure what this is, Watermelon Pool.
Oh.
But it's 5 performances of the family-friendly musical.
I know exactly what that is. What is watermelon in Korean?
Subak.
Subak Suyeongjang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took my kids to see this. They loved it. Yeah.
Okay, 5 performances Saturday and Sunday at Bexco Auditorium. The Busan Alley Festival's second week of the event features musical performances, artist activities, and stargazing activities going on at Bongsa Village, Masilgil Street. Suyeonggu Barefoot Walking Challenge going on at Kwangwon Beach Park Outdoor Stage on Sunday at 3. Today's the last day of NTEC going on at Bexco, as well as the World Climate Industry going on at Bexco. The International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies 2024 event is going on at Citizens Park on Saturday at 4. And there's also a new exhibition called Now Our Diary, I Will Use It at Jeonggwang Museum. Showcases 10 years of collected records and archival data to highlight the museum's value with additional programs including commentary, experimental learning, and more. And that's through December 31st.
All right.
So that's what's going on in Busan.
Cool. Sounds good. So where are we going to next?
Seoul. Fashion Week is already underway at DDP and goes on through Sunday. Tosca, the opera, going on at the Sejong Center for Performing Arts through Sunday. Disney in concert on the 8th at the Arts Center Incheon Culture Hall. So if you're in Incheon, you can go check that out. Frieze, the biggest art event up in Seoul, is underway, along with Kiev. There's 11 Busan-based galleries up there, which is going on through Sunday. So if you're up in the Seoul area and you check out the galleries, there's a ton of them.
Oh, and that's only through this weekend?
Yeah, so there's over combined 316 galleries.
Yeah, that sounds like a huge event. I was just looking at the numbers.
Yes.
Can I get up to Seoul this weekend?
The biggest art event in the country.
Wow, okay. That's good to know. And it's good to know that it's ending this weekend. So if you want to get up there for that, you got to go now.
Yeah.
Right.
Concerts-wise up in Seoul this weekend, Conan Gray tonight and tomorrow at KBS Arena. Chanyeol, former EXO boy group member, Saturday and Sunday at Blue Square MasterCard Hall. Fred Hirsch on Sunday at Maple Arts Center. Park Eun-bin Fan Club meeting going on Saturday at Daeyoung Hall at Sejong University. Noah at Yes 24 Wonderlock Hall on Saturday. 2024 Inc. Incheon K-pop concert going on Saturday at Incheon Moonhak Main Stadium. Hullabaloo going on Saturday at Hongdae Bander. The Someday Festival Saturday and Sunday at Nanji Hangang Park. The Mega DJ Festival Saturday and Sunday at Sihong Wave Park. AAA Tour by Hyuk-oh and Sunset Roller Coaster Saturday and Sunday Olympic Park Olympic Hall. Dingo Music Concert Saturday and Sunday at Olympic Handball Gymnasium. Sungsi-kyung Saturday and Sunday KSPO Dome.
Very cool. So a ton of events going on. Anything in particular you're going to do this weekend? Any of these events?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. Was there anything you would recommend, perhaps?
I would look at maybe checking out the book fair. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be taking place, it looks like on the beach, right?
Yeah.
And there was a couple of events that went on recently at Gwangali Beach outside last weekend as well. There was that Rock Fest. You had also talked about that. What was that called? Milak Fest. Yeah, so I literally did a drive-by, you know, not the gang kind, but I drove by the fest and it was cool. It was some of the bands that I really wanted to see. Unfortunately, were playing when I was driving, so I couldn't stop the car in the middle of traffic and hey, you know, but that was great to see out there. There was a ton of people out there. So just be aware, if you're out there for the book fair, Gwangali Beach has been very, very busy. Typically on the weekends, you might be sitting in traffic if you try to get through driving.
Yeah.
So perhaps...
And traffic's starting to get a little bit worse now because Chuseok season, everybody's out shopping. I went shopping this morning and it was just a zoo.
Is Chuseok... Oh, yeah. That's going to be coming up the following weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Right. So people are already out in the shopping.
People are preparing.
Right. Okay. So that's good to know as well. So if you do go out for the book fair today, actually Saturday and Sunday, sorry, tomorrow and Sunday, yes, I might recommend taking public transportation if that's an option for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, why would you recommend this? So this is not only just if you want to go buy books. This looks like a good meetup if you're in the writing kind of, if you have that as an interest of yours as well. Maybe a good networking opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, book fairs are always fun because you never know what you're going to find. You might find something that you didn't know was interesting before and then just go on like, oh, okay, well, that looks something I wasn't expecting or interesting.
Very cool, yeah. And like you say, it's going to be all kinds of people representing the whole ecosystem there. There's going to be publishers, bookstores, book clubs, goods producers, and writers as well. So you might be able to even get a signed copy of something, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. So I might have to check that out. One other thing I was curious about was the Busan Maru International Festival. You mentioned all the various locations that's going to be taking place. It's literally spread throughout the city. Have you been to any of these particular venues for concerts that you would recommend in particular?
The Cultural Center is always a good place. The Busan Cultural Center is always a good place to watch a concert.
Right in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's if you're not familiar where that is, the Busan Cultural Center is close to the UN Peace Park, correct?
Right.
And Busan Museum is right in that area as well. So yes, and there's also that art exhibit that should still be going on until early October. I haven't had a chance to go to right at the Busan Cultural Center as well.
Yeah, also one other event that was not on this list but came out again this morning that they're doing. So at the Gaia theme park out in Gimhae, they're doing 1,000 drone show performance this weekend as well.
Wow. Yeah, the numbers of drones this weekend are looking to be a little higher than usual, right?
Yeah, so they're doing it, I believe it's this weekend, and then they're doing it 3 more times over the next 2 months. I believe, I forget the dates exactly. I think it's the 21st of September. I'm publishing the article tomorrow, so if you want to see where it is, you can check out our website, hapskorea.com.
Nice. Jeff with a little advance info there as well. Cool. Before it even published. See? This is how we do things on the 2 p.m. Reboot for you. And so if you want to go check out drones, you got 2 options this weekend. Gwangali is going to be just a limited show at 8 p.m.
No, that's next weekend.
Next weekend,
this weekend is the regular 8 and 10, and then next weekend, which the big Chuseok show is the one that goes on only at 8.
Right,
so
that makes sense.
Be aware, it's not at 10, it's at 8.
Right, okay, right. So and the reason for that is because it's going to be a special Hangawi theme for the Chuseok Festival. So yeah, if you want drone shows this weekend, you got Gwangali 8 and 10 p.m. and Gaia, what was that again? In
Theme
Gimhae?
Park.
Gaia Theme Park in Gimhae. That will also be at 8 p.m.?
I don't recall exactly right now.
Okay, I gotcha.
Check the article tomorrow if you're interested.
There you go. Right, and as Jeff mentioned there, you can check out that article when they publish it, and there will be other information you can check out there as well. And Jeff, I have to say, it's been really a pleasure having you in the studio every Friday. And I hope enjoy the new season. It's going to be fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this. It's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully we can share some tips during the break on maybe breakfast foods. Jeff was letting me know there's a Vietnamese breakfast I've never tried. How would you describe it briefly?
It's like a beef stew, kind of, but you put in, is it basil leaves? And then you also, it's like a thick stew, and then you also get a big baguette with it, and then you open the bread and dip it. It's so good.
If anyone knows what that is out there, we don't know the name exactly, so I'm going to have to do some searching online, but that sounds like that could be my new favorite breakfast food. And I do have on the daily list coming up in hour number 2, another popular Vietnamese breakfast food that I love. So this one, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. again, I love sharing food tips. Basically, this is why I travel. I think that's my favorite thing about traveling, for sure. So thank you, Jeff, for coming in, and good luck with the new season. Enjoy that, and we're gonna take a quick song break. We're gonna listen to Stereo Hearts by Gym Class Heroes featuring Adam Levine, and then we'll be back at 3 p.m.
Breakup.
Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and you just heard the song Lost the Breakup by Maisie Peters to start off the second hour of the show. And that song, Maisie Peters wrote about the origins of it on social media, saying, I wrote this song in Stockholm and knew in my bones that it was special. I wonder if I have played it the most out of the whole album. If Body Better was me at my lowest, Lost the Breakup was me clawing my way back up and out. It feels like dressing up in sequins and going to a party with your best friends, like cheap champagne and smudged lipstick and burgers on the floor at 3 a.m. Does that sound like a good time to you? Cheap champagne, burgers on the floor at 3 a.m.? I don't know. Yeah, I guess I've probably had nights like that too. But I guess Maisie Peters was enjoying that as well. So there you go. You're listening to us here live in the studio in Busan on this Friday afternoon. Welcome to the program, everybody. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 here in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jungwon, and Noksan areas. In Seoul, we're on TBS EFM 101.3 FM, and in Gwangju, we're on GGN 98.7 FM. And I should let you know that today is the final live show of the 2 p.m. Reboot. And I got some nice messages about that. Let's see. Let me share from 1191 Nim, who says, is today the last live broadcast? I'm sad, and it's too bad. I send a lot of messages, and thank you for always reading them. I hope to hear you in another program. All right. And I got one other message. Let's see here from Jaguntong Nim, who says, it's nice to know that you'll be around, Casey, but how do we get informed when? Casey is an extraordinary presenter, and it is really delectable listening to Casey. It's weird for me to say my own name that much. I feel like I'm Ricky Henderson, using myself in the third person there. But Okay, I'll let you know. Actually, so starting, I believe, next week, you'll be able to hear me early in the morning on Morning Wave on Fridays, probably around 7:30 a.m. And I'll be doing a news segment on there. And also, I will be on Sunday. Let me see if I got this correct. On Sunday, I'll be working on School Reporters with Melissa. And so I'll be around. But I've got a very busy schedule with this new semester. So I've really enjoyed this opportunity to spend so much time as your host here all summer long, almost all summer. And I appreciate Nick for filling in. He did a real bang-up job, as always, of course. And Nick will be doing a brand new show starting Monday called Midday Mate, and that will be 12:05 p.m. to 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Plus, they'll be doing weekends as well. So definitely stick around for that. And thanks for all the messages. I appreciate it. You guys are so nice. Oh, so kind. And also, we've got a lot coming up in the show still. We've got an hour number 2. I can't wait to get to this because as you heard me talking with Jeff about food, we just like talking about food. I can talk about food all day long. On the daily list today, we're going to cover 10 delicious breakfast foods from around the world. After that, we're going to have our Friday Spotlight featuring Gang New and Fat Hamster, some local musicians right here from Busan, and we'll play a couple of their songs for you today. And we'll also feature the perfect playlist, the last perfect playlist. I guess everything's kind of the last, actually, right? Technically. And our perfect playlist this week is songs to get you motivated for the new semester. And if you want to send me more messages about today's topic, the question of the day is, what do you usually eat for breakfast? 아침엔 주로 어떤 것을 드시나요? 드시나요? Oh, I guess that might work too, huh? Does that work? I'm curious. You can let me know if that's acceptable grammar. I got a message. Let's see. Actually, not a message. It was from Jeff. Jeff told me about a Vietnamese breakfast that he enjoys and would like to try again. It turns out it is called bo co, and I'm sure my pronunciation is terrible, but that's in Vietnamese it's bo co, and I know bo means beef, I think. Pho bo. Yeah, right. Okay, so bo co is basically beef stew. It can be eaten on its own with a warm baguette for dunking, as Jeff said he enjoyed it. Or it can be served over noodles, and it's almost always accompanied by half a dozen types of fresh herbs. Sounds like a dream to me. And I'm in, for sure. That, however, is not one of the foods on the daily list, but we will get to that soon. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to My Number by Foles, and we'll be back with today's daily list. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song My Number by Foles, and that reminded me, maybe you don't have my number. So if you want to contact us here, if you want to let me know what you enjoy for breakfast as you're listening to the Daily List today, you can message me here at 샵9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can also reach us for free on Kakao Talk or our own smartphone app. Just search BEFM or Busan영어방송, and you can find us there on Kakao, or also you can download the smartphone app on your phone that way, and also the NawTube chat. You can find us BEFM or Busan영어방송 on YouTube, and you can send us messages that way. I'm getting hungry just looking at this list. So here we go. Let's jump into this. These are 10 delicious breakfast foods from around the world, and these are, I think, a good variety. A lot of countries are included. If yours is not on the list, though, you can add yours as well. Number one is actually how we started off the show. This was from Jaebongli Nim, who said yogurt for breakfast. Apparently, that's the norm in Greece, too. And it's usually yogurt with nuts and honey. And it's probably going to be Greek yogurt if you're in Greece, right? It's kind of the thicker and creamier variety. And it's very simple the way they serve it. I guess they want to savor that original flavor. So just adding nuts and honey is typically what people do to balance the acidity of Greek yogurt. And that's me too. That's a very common breakfast for me. Literally, yogurt, nuts, and honey. And that's it. And that's often the way I'll start the day. And very happily, to be honest. Number two on the list, pho. I believe pronounced more like pho. But okay, my Vietnamese is probably not very good, but you might be familiar with this noodle soup from Vietnam. It's actually popular for any mealtime, but as I witnessed in Hanoi when I was staying there for nearly a month, this was like what people would eat for breakfast, and it became the norm for me too. I was happy to eat it every morning. It doesn't matter how early you wake up. You can see very commonly people just sitting at the next to a stall with these like little plastic chairs, enjoying a bowl of this right early in the morning. It's got a lot of protein, a lot of carbohydrates. It's a great way to start the day. And there, whatever that sauce, I don't know if it's nuoc mam, but there's a sauce that they serve with it on the side. You got to try that too. And I've had it outside of Vietnam, not the same, for sure, not the same. It's definitely special there. The same can be said for number three. Ask any New Yorker if you can find a good bagel out of New York City. They're going to tell you no. I'll be a little bit more forgiving. You can find good bagels outside of New York. Don't beat me up. But they're maybe not as good. There's something special about bagels made in New York, and I don't know what it is. People theorize that it's the water, the way that they're made particularly. I don't know. I can't answer that. However, what I can answer is the variety of kinds of bagels and the things that you can put on them. That's what makes them special to me. You might try anything from cream cheese to hopefully put some, smoked salmon and capers on that cream cheese as well. You can go without if you want to. You can also do like a bacon, egg, and cheese combination sandwich. I've seen peanut butter and jelly. You can do whatever you want to a bagel. It's going to be good. Avocado, yeah, come on. All of it's good. And you can often go anywhere in New York and find them, from any places like to delicatessens to local bodegas. There's bagels everywhere. If you're ever in New York, do yourself a favor, try one. See what all the fuss is about. Number 4 on the list is puri from India. And it looks to me, this is something I haven't tried. This is it's got a hint of spice and flavor. It's the way that a lot of people start the day in India, apparently. It's part of a typical breakfast that consists of this puri, which is like a fluffy bread that's deep fried. It kind of looks like, oh man, I can't describe it. It's pillow-esque in shape, and I don't think I've had anything like it. A lot of times people apparently enjoy it with a flavorsome potato curry. I am in. I would love to try this. This is something I think I would definitely enjoy for sure. So that's Indian puri for breakfast. Number 5, pingado from Brazil. Not a big coffee fan, but I would give this a shot. This is a very Brazilian take on coffee. It's basically steamed milk with a splash of strong coffee and a little bit of sugar, typically accompanied with like a French-style bread with butter, cheese, and or ham. I like the whole package together, especially the bread, butter, cheese, and ham deal. But yeah, even the coffee looks kind of like a small serving from the picture I see here. So if you're not a big coffee fan, this might be something like you could just kind of get for a little pick-me-up in the morning, and it sounds like it's fairly sweet too. Number 6 on the list is full medames from Egypt. And this is another thing I haven't tried, would love to. I'm looking at a dish of it right now. Basically, this is apparently an ancient dish that has fueled Egyptians in the morning for centuries. It's fava beans that are stewed overnight with cumin, parsley, onion, lemon, and chili. Yeah, I'm in. All of that sounds good together to me. The next morning, I guess after it's been sitting overnight, they serve it with hard-boiled eggs and pita bread alongside a bowl of warm or cold, the full edamame. So you can have this in the warm variety or cold variety with pita. Oh, man, I'm in. I would definitely love that. Great way to start the day. I can hear my stomach growling. I don't know if you heard that. That was me. Number 7 on the list is kavalti from Turkey. I never knew that was the name of this, but this is kind of just the name of Turkish breakfast. What you have is like a spread of different things. It's usually an assortment of breads, cheese, olives, tomatoes, cucumbers, spicy sausages, different kinds of spreads to put on the bread, eggs as well, usually served with a traditional tea or coffee. I go the tea route. I love Turkish tea. I don't know why it's different. It is. I don't know what makes it special. I'll have to do some research on that, but I love it. Turkish tea is great. And Turkish breakfast as well. It's just so simple and such a variety of different foods that just go together really easily. Love it. Number 8 on the list, I'm going to have to wait till I'm brave. This is not my style at all, but if you've ever tried it, let me know what you think. Number 8 is liver sausage from Germany. Apparently a big part of German breakfast. I guess Germans love it. They put it on bread, sliced on bread with cheese, and even another type of sliced meat as well. The picture I'm looking at, it seems to be served simply with like pickles and perhaps maybe butter or some other kind of spread on the bread as well. I am not the biggest fan of liver in any shape or form. Even with like sundae, I will like skip that liver part of it as well. But I've tried it before, and I'll give it another shot. I don't know. If you've ever tried it, let me know and tell me if it's worth it. But I'll give it a try. Number 9 is rice with sides. This comes from Japan. And this is a traditional Japanese breakfast. People compare it to a work of art. There's like a tray with small ceramic dishes, each containing a little bit of food. Typically, you get a bowl of steamed rice accompanied by miso soup, pickled vegetables, fish or tofu, and dried seaweed. Covering all like the kind of foods that you need, right? It's got veggies, it's got protein, it's got looks like fruit also in the picture I see here. Looks like some strawberries as well. Cool. And yeah, it sounds like a healthy food. I would definitely eat that. And number 10 on the list, also if you're in Vietnam, this comes from France originally, but if you're in Vietnam and you want a croissant for breakfast, grab one because they're really good in Vietnam. And France obviously as well. That's where they invented them. The French don't believe that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Instead, they place greater emphasis on lunch and dinner. However, coffee, you need it in the morning. And if you're feeling a little bit hungry, a lot of locals will just grab a croissant from a local boulangerie. And just kind of very simple, maybe with like nothing on it, it looks like. But I would go with at least butter. I've had a chocolate-filled croissant as well. I'm down with that. I'm down with anything, basically. Croissant, love it. Yeah, ham and cheese. Throw ham and cheese on a croissant in my book. There's nothing you can't do to a croissant and make it bad, in my opinion, as long as it's a good croissant. That's going to do it for today's daily list. Those are breakfast foods from around the world. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé, and then we'll be back with today's Friday Spotlight. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. That song was It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé. And now it is time for our Friday Spotlight. And this week we're featuring Kang Yu and Fat Hamster for my last Friday Spotlight. So I'm really excited to share this with you. They are an electropop, actually they're solo artists, really. They're electropop solo artists, but they sometimes record and perform together. And they happen to be performing together when I had the chance to interview them just last week, I believe that was. So we're going to take a quick listen. I'll let them introduce themselves and tell you about them. And they were performing with a special guest that day, another artist by the name of June Green. So June is also in their interview as well. So let's take a listen to the first clip from the interview. Okay, today I am here with
Fat Hamster.
Hi, I'm Kang Yu.
And June Green.
Actually, I'm here because there's going to be a show with Fat Hamster and Kang Yu today. But I also want to ask June Green, where are you an artist from?
I'm from Jeju Island.
So are you just visiting Busan?
No, I live in Seoul right now at the moment. But I've lived in abroad and Jeju Island and Seoul, just back and forth.
Did you come to see the show tonight?
Yes. I'm here to see my friends, Fat Hamster and Kang Yu.
Have you seen them perform before?
Yeah, of course, a lot. I love their performance.
I've heard that a lot about your performance. Fat Hamster, Kang Yu, how did you start performing together?
우리 원래 같이 레이블을 만들었어요. 그래서 원래는 따로따로 하는 아티스트인데 we are individual artists. But do you know 1+1? Is buy one get one free. Koreans love 1+1, so we can do our show like 1+1 style. So yeah.
We are individual artists, but sometimes we just perform together. But we release the music in separated name.
In our label.
Yeah, in our label.
Yeah.
How did you start working together?
It's a little bit long story, but yeah.
Make it a short story.
Yeah, okay. I was in a band almost 10 years ago, and Kang Yu was worked in some venue. I played at the venue, and we met, and I quit the band, and we became a friend, and blah 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 blah. And I started electronic music, and Kang Yu started electronic music. We made a label 만들었고, yeah, together. 그래서 now that's all.
What made you want to start playing electronic music?
I'm terrible in like guitar or other musical instruments. So computer is my best friend. 입력한 대로 나와요. Input, output. Honestly, I love computer.
Was there any electronic band or musician that kind of inspired you to start doing that kind of music?
LCD sound system, yeah. And B-52s and Prince.
Fat Hamster, how about you?
Actually, I was not a big fan of electronic music. I loved many rock bands or punk or emo bands. Yeah. But I like Justice.
Sometimes in Korean culture that is a big problem. When people are not the same age. Is that a problem for you guys?
Not at all.
Jung Green is way younger than us, but we are
We just
very
friends.
good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Age is not a problem. Yeah.
When you guys perform together, is it a different feeling than when you guys perform by yourselves?
Yeah, it's totally different because when I play alone, I have to make whole vibes on the stage by myself. But when you play together, Kang Yu very helpful, 의지가 많이 되고 그리고 스테이지에서 when you dancing together or 서로 더 신나는 것도 있고 너무 좋아요.
We make a weird synergy, so I love that.
Have you seen them perform separately and together?
I've seen Fat Hamster playing alone, and mostly I saw them performing together.
Which do you prefer?
Together because I love both of them.
잘 대답했죠. 잘 대답했죠. Oh, pressure. I'm sorry. If somebody hasn't seen their show before, how would you describe it?
Their performance is really energetic, and I don't know, I love it when they dance together, and they sometimes just have choreography, like when they do
Some moves?
some moves. It's so you. I couldn't help it, sorry.
That was real feeling. All right, you just listened to our first interview clip there, and June Green got very excited describing the performance of Kang Yu and Fat Hamster. And yeah, so I did get to witness them performing, all three of them together actually that night. And yes, they do perform on their own and do record on their own, but yes, there's something about them working together that makes it special. And I think that's what a lot of people have tuned into. So we're going to listen to one song that Kang Yu and Fat Hamster have put out together. This is called The Sun from Mars.
Show me what you got. There's no place for you. Heavy rain outside, pollution, no rain. Sun from Mars shines red. There's no place for you. Radiation, rain, pollution, no pain. Show me what you got. There's no place for you. Heavy rain outside, pollution, no rain. Sun from Mars shines red. There's no place for you. Radiation, rain, pollution, no pain. Show me what you got. There's no place for you. Heavy rain outside, pollution, no rain. Sun from Mars shines red. There's no place for you. Radiation, rain, pollution, no pain.
All right, you just heard the song The Sun from Mars by Kang Yu featuring Fat Hamster. And I've got one more little clip I want to play for you from our interview where we talk about some differences between the two. Let's take a listen. Do you guys like to have a spontaneous show or do you like to plan a lot?
Spontaneous. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
That was a good answer. That was a terrible question. I'm sorry.
No.
You're so nice interviewer, I think.
Tell me more.
You're a good interviewer, I think.
I understand all three of you will be performing at the block party in Haebangchon. June Green, when will you be performing?
I'm gonna be performing on 21st. I'm gonna open the festival.
How do you feel about being the opening act for the festival?
Actually, I really love being an opening musician because that way I can enjoy other musicians' shows. So yeah, it's really good for me. I'm just gonna get it done quickly and just enjoy, drink.
What kind of music does June Green play?
Folk rock and musical. Yeah, theatrical. Yeah.
He play very dramatic musics. Yeah.
What instrument do you focus on when you play?
My main instrument is piano, and I also play guitar. I'm not really good at it, but I love playing it.
Fat Hamster and Kangyu, when are you going to play at the Haebangchon block party?
Yeah, we're gonna play at the day 2, September 22. I don't know exactly yet, but it will be the night, maybe 8 or
8
9.
or 9 p.m.
And I'm so excited with the block party. The last year was so fun. We was played almost in midnight, right?
Yeah.
And there was bunch of drunken people, and but it was so fun. Yeah, so I'm so excited. How about you?
Me too.
Is there any other upcoming shows you have?
We're gonna play at September 7. James Record. Yeah, in Daegu. And we're gonna play at there.
The
Maybe.
last spot.
Yeah, the last slot. Yeah. 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 And in September 14, we're gonna play at 해쳐모여 Busan. They are open to every artist. Every artist can join the art fair. Anyway, we're gonna play at the opening party. And the next week is block party. And the next week we're gonna go to Japan tour. Yeah.
Kansai tour.
Yeah, Kansai tour.
Kyoto and Osaka.
Have you toured there before?
Yes. Yeah, Kansai and Tokyo. Yeah, last year.
Last year?
We have a great tour at Kansai, Osaka and Kobe and Tokyo. 3 venue of Tokyo. It was great.
It was so fun. We met so many friends and good audiences.
Do you ever get tired of playing, or can you just do this every weekend?
I'm always exhausted and tired, but he's always full of energy. So help me, somebody help
You know, I'm really happy. I have a gig every week, and I want more gigs. So contact me.
me. 저는 지금도 괜찮아요.
No, we need more.
Do you guys always agree on what to do, or sometimes do you disagree?
Yeah, sometimes we fight. Fight. Yeah.
On stage tonight? Will you fight tonight?
Not on stage. It's not professional, so
What do you disagree about?
셀리스트 뭐라고 해야 되지? 각자의 노래가 있어요. 그러니까 자기 노래가 따로 있기 때문에 내 노래를 더 많이 하고 싶다.
그런 문제 있고 또 그냥 흐름 같은 걸 짤 때 이제 서로 이제 생각하는 게 다를 때도 있고. 근데 심각하게 싸우진 않아요. 그냥.
그리고 저는 팻햄스터가 무대에서 얘기하는 걸 싫어해요. 재미가 없어요. 그래서 그냥 조용했으면 좋겠어요. 근데 항상 말을 많이 하고 싶어해요. 그래서 가끔씩은 마이크를 아예 안 주는데도 마이크 없이 얘기해요. 그래서 저는 참 항상 고민이 됩니다. 항상 힘들어요.
Sometimes you disagree, but what do you think about your future for playing together? Do you have like the same goal?
아마도 팻햄스터도 저랑 같은 생각을 하고 있을 것 같은데 다른 나라에 많이 가서 더 많은 관객들을 만나는 것 그게 저희 골인 것 같아요. 저희 목표인 것 같고 그러면서 저희 음악을 조금이라도 더 많이 들어줬으면 좋겠고 이때까지는 이제 일본 몇 지역이랑 그리고 방콕에 투어를 간 적이 있는데 한국에서도 더 많은 지역에 가고 싶고 또 뭐 유럽 or America or Africa or Asia, everywhere 가고 싶어요 저희는.
동의합니까?
Yeah, sure. I want to go everywhere and I want to meet more audiences. And 저는 그게 있어요. 그러니까 미래에 지금도 너무 재밌고 그리고 앞으로도 계속 재밌게 하고 싶어요.
Are you both from Busan?
No, I'm from Busan. I'm born and raised in Busan, but he's from Daegu.
Do you think you're going to stay in Busan, or do you have other ideas?
I love Busan, so I think I'm gonna stay forever in Busan. For him, I don't think so.
Yeah, I love Busan now, but I also love move to somewhere. So I don't know about the future.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, and see you at the show.
All right, that was the second part of our interview with Kang Yu and Fat Hamster, and also June Green in there as well. And you could hear in the clip, when you're a solo artist sometimes, and when you're working together sometimes, sometimes you maybe disagree about how to do things. So they have disagreements sometimes, maybe about making the set list or whether Fat Hamster should be allowed to talk or not. So I completely understand. Anytime you're in a band, you kind of have to work those things out with your fellow bandmates, right? For sure. But they both love sharing their music and they both love traveling. So keep doing it, guys. You're doing a fantastic job. We're going to listen to one more song, but I do want to let you know they are playing tomorrow night, actually at James Record in Daegu. And that's part of a big show featuring a bunch of different artists that we've actually featured on the show as well, including some others we haven't had the time to. So definitely check that out. If you want more information, you can follow Fat Hamster and Gangnew on the Insta as well. And the next song we're going to play, actually, let me correct myself there. The next song we're going to play is Heat Wave by Fat Hamster featuring Park Sunju. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. reboot. That last song you heard was Heat Wave by Fat Hamster featuring Park Sung-ju. A little taste of electronic music plus Korean traditional instrumentation there. So very cool for sure. And if you want to follow Fat Hamster and Kang Yu, the easy way to do it, I think also you can find their label, which is at Let's Rats, LETZRATZ as well. So that's an easy way to find out all the shows that they're playing up soon, right? So very cool. So on the perfect playlist today, we've got one more song for you about some the motivation for the new semester that you might be needing this week. I've needed it all week for sure. So our final song on the perfect playlist is going to be Wake Me Up by Avicii. And when the Swedish DJ Avicii blended together a country melody and Aloe Black's soulful vocals with his own bulletproof talent for EDM, this dropped way back in 2013. He was actually pioneering a new course for electronic music and crafted a magically compelling hit at the same time. So let that be your motivation to make something compelling of your own. For sure. Here we go. This is going to be our last song for the perfect playlist on this last live edition of the 2 p.m. reboot. This is Wake Me Up by Avicii. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. reboot. That song was Wake Me Up by Avicii. And did it wake you up? Did it work? It probably did, right? I mean, that's a song that'll definitely get you motivated for sure. And that was the idea for our perfect playlist for this last week on the 2 p.m. reboot. Songs to motivate you for the new semester. I'm going to need that. I've got a busy semester ahead of me. But I appreciate all the people who have tuned in to the show and sent in so many nice messages. And thanks for joining me so much. I appreciate your comments also on today's question of the day, which was, what do you usually eat for breakfast? 아침엔 주로 어떤 것을 드시나요? And yeah, so I got a couple of suggestions. I was asking about the German liver sausage for breakfast, if that's a thing that I should try or not. I'll try it someday, probably. But I was kind of wondering, should I look forward to it or not? And Jugum Tongnim says, I love German breakfast with fresh bread, butter, ham, cheese, marmalade, and spread. No cooking needed. Oh, now that's a good breakfast. If you don't have to cook, right? Liver sausage is just optional, of which I'm not a fan either. Ah, I see. So that does not bode well for the liver sausage. I don't know if I can start my day that way. I'll think about it, but for sure. Jaebong Lee Nim also saying, I sometimes have peanut butter alone, 2 spoons. You know what? I'm right there with you. Sometimes I don't even get a spoon. Sometimes I just get a knife and like, peanut butter. I try not to do that in front of my kids, though. I don't want to show them that. But I know exactly what you mean there. So thank you for sharing your comments on that as well. And also your kind comments about the Friday Spotlight. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun putting that together every week. Yeah, we did that nearly every week throughout the summer. So I had the opportunity to interview a lot of really cool musicians and artists and share that with you. So I hope you enjoyed that as well. And I want to thank all of the contributors who have shown up every week. For example, Parenting 101 got a shout out as well. So yeah, everybody who showed up to do segments, like Jeff was here today for Weekend Wanderer. Everybody, I can't name everybody. I don't have time for all of that. But yes, I had a great time talking with all the guests throughout the show, throughout the summer. And I want to say a special thanks to Na PD for making my job so easy throughout the summer. I appreciate it. You made my job fun and enjoyable every day. And he did all the heavy lifting, to be honest. So I appreciate it. And I do want to let you know today is the final live show. But you can still catch us tomorrow and Sunday. We are still doing the highlight shows on Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m., so definitely check those out and stick around, of course, next week, because starting on September 9th on Monday, Nick's going to be doing a brand new show called Midday Mate, and that'll be different time. That'll be 12:05 p.m. to 2 p.m., and it's going to feature a lot of the same cool guests that you've enjoyed over the summer for sure. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you with one more song for the 2 p.m. reboot. And we're going to listen to Captain of Her Heart by Randy Crawford. I'll try not to tear up as we listen. But thanks again, everybody, for tuning in over the summer. And have a fantastic Friday. And please stick around for Your Busan.